Hi children, how are you all? I am Robinson, your social science teacher from Bodhidasana Matriculation Higher Secondary School, Arakonam. Children, today we are going to discuss the state government lesson. In previous video session we completed how the governor is elected and what are the qualifications he has. That is, we completed. In this video session we are going to continue that. What are the powers and functions of the governor he has. Let's start the lesson. First, he has plenty of powers under his control. He has an executive power, he has a legislative power, judicial power, discretionary power, and some kind of privileges also he has. So let's see one by one. So in executive power, the governor, he appoints variety of leaders. Among that, first leader, the chief minister. Of course, the chief minister, he is appointed by the governor of the state only. So all the states of India, we consist a number of ministers. Everybody, they are appointed only by the governor. So our state minister, very particular chief minister, Mr. Edappadi Palaniswamy, he appointed by the governor of the state. And after that, the council of ministers. The council of ministers, you could see the image of the at present council of ministers. So first, the head of the council of ministers, Mr. Edappadi Palaniswamy, and after that, Mr. Dindukkal Srinivasan, he is a forest minister, and after that, Mr. Chengottayan is the education minister of Tamil Nadu. So like that, there are plenty of ministers. So they are all appointed by the governor. So Mr. Thangamani, Sellur K, Mr. S.P. Velumani, Mr. Jayakumar, Mr. C.V. Sanmugam, Mr. K.P. Anbalagan, Mr. Saroja, Mr. M.C. Sambath. These are the council of ministers. They are also appointed by the governor of the state. So it shows that he has a huge in power. And after that, he appoints the state public service commissioner head. So state public service commissioner head, you could see that, a person, Mr. Balachandar, he also appointed by the person governor only. And after that, state election commissioner. At present, Mr. Palaniswamy, Mr. Palaniswamy IAS only appointed as the state election commissioner of Tamil Nadu. After that, the vice chancellor. The vice chancellor of university, he is appointed by the governor alone. Actually, the chairman, the chancellor of all the universities of the state is going to be the governor alone. He appoints the vice chancellor. The vice chancellor of all the universities of Tamil Nadu, that is appointed by the opposing governor of Tamil Nadu. Here you could see a vice chancellor of Tamil Nadu. Okay, Mrs. Sudha Seshan. So she also appointed by the governor of Tamil Nadu alone. Okay, so it shows that executive powers of the governor. Okay children, let's move with the next power. The next power is legislative power. So even though he is not a member of legislative assembly or legislature, he has plenty of power on it. So first power, he is a man who can send in summon and he can send in prorogue. So summon in the sense call anybody to conduct a meeting. So we know that in a union government, the parliament should meet at least twice in a year. Like that, the state legislature also should conduct a meeting or the session. If it is not going to be held, at that time, governor of the state, he has the power to call them, which is known as send and summon to conduct the session. Otherwise, he can prorogue in the sense postpone. So he can postpone the legislature. So this is the power also held by the person, governor of the state. And after that, here, we know that coming year, 2021, there is an election going to be held. So state legislative assembly election. So end of that election, we are going to choose one new group of ministry. So that ministry is going to start the session. which means they are going to run the government. At that time, the person governor should give the inaugural address. For every year, the person governor should give the inaugural address in legislature. Then only they are going to continue their works. So the inaugural address should be given by the person governor of the state. After that only the ministry is going to be run in state level. But in a union level, president should give the inaugural address. Okay, and after that he has the power to send a message to the legislature members to pass pending bills. Everybody have their duties. When we forgot to do our duty at the time, our elders, they will ask us to do that work. Like that, here the legislature members, they need to do the bill. But when they are not passing the bill, it is called as the pending bill. So governor has the power to pass and push the members to make a bill. So when the pending bill is in legislature, it is going to be passed. Okay, when it is not passed by the members, at that time governor will push them to do that work. This is the power which is held by the governor alone, not anybody else. And after that, speaker and deputy speaker. For state legislature, we have the speaker and deputy speaker. When there is no speaker and deputy speaker for legislature, at that time governor can call any legislature member. Any legislature member can call by the governor and they will be appoint and conduct the session. And he has the power to appoint one Anglo-Indian for the state legislative assembly. But in central level, president have the power to appoint two Anglo-Indian. In state level, governor has the more power. So he has the power to appoint one Anglo-Indian for the state legislature. And next power is 1/6 of the legislative council members can be appointed by the governor of the state. By the way, students, I am telling one more message. Only few states they have a bicameral legislature, but in our state we have only one mono. Okay, so unicameral legislature we have, that is known as state legislative assembly only we have. But some state like Bihar, okay, they have two legislature. One is legislative assembly, another one is legislative council. When a state having two bicameral legislature, in that place there is a legislative council is there. For that 1/6 of the legislative council members can be appointed by the governor of the state. Okay, and after that the assent. This assent, the legislative members, they have the power to make a bill. When it is become as the law, after the getting the signature of the governor. So governor should get the bill from the legislative members and he have to go through that and he will sign and assent on it. Then only it is going to be in law. Otherwise he can hold the bill. Otherwise he can send it back to the legislative members to reconsider. Why? Because if the bill is not giving satisfaction, at that time this bill can be returned by the person governor and it is going to be rechecked and it will be passed again to the governor table and he will sign and he will give the assent to that. And next power, that is ordinance. Governor have the power to promulgate ordinance when the legislative members, they are not conducting sessions. So at the time he have the power to send a message to conduct. Okay, according to 213, they has to conduct the session, they has to pass the bill and everything. When they are failed to do that, governor can send an ordinance to the legislative members. According to that, he has the power to push them to do that work and he can withdraw that ordinance at any time. It is valuable for 6 months alone. So the annual report, this is the last point. So annual report should be laying in front of the state legislature by the person governor. It consists of finance commission, state public service commission. We read now the executive members, okay, appointed by the governor. So the state public service commission, they also should send the annual report, and after that the comptroller and auditors, they has to send the annual report to the governor, and he has to lay down on the in front of legislature members. So these are the powers who hold by the person governor in legislative powers. And after that, financial power. So he has the major powers in a financial work. So the annual budget of the state, it is going to be created by the person governor of the state. At the same time, he have the power to make a supplementary budget also if there is a necessary. So he is a man who have the power to make an annual budget. So the person governor has the power to pass the money bill. Without the knowledge of the person governor, money bill will not be passed. So the prior power of the passing money bill, which is under the control of Mr. Governor of the state. And after that, contingency fund. So contingency fund is known as when there is any kind of unexpected expenditure for the state. At that time, we will use this fund. So governor has the power to advance the amount from the contingency fund for the state government. So contingency fund, okay, which is allotted for the state. From that, the advances of the fund can be taken by the person governor. At last, the finance commission. The finance commission can be appointed by the governor of the state. So to check for Gram Panchayat and municipalities whether they have enough finance or not. To check that, every 5 years once finance commission is going to be appointed by the governor of the state. These are the powers which is held by the governor under the finance commission and financial power. And after that, we will go with the judicial power. In judicial power, the Attorney General. See, already we read about the Attorney General in Union government itself. So Attorney General is highest law officer for Union. For state level, Attorney General also is going to be appointed by the governor of the state. Okay, so for that, the governor is plays a very important role. Second one is district judges. Even though the governor, he plays a very important role in a state level, he could not appoint the high court judges. He can appoint only the district judges. And after that, here the high court. The high court judges, they will not appoint by the governor, but for the appointment of high court judges, his consultation is very, very important. So he should give some kind of advice to the appointment of high court judges, then only they will be appointed. So the consultation of the governor for the appointment of high court judges, this is very important. So the last point is, governor has the power to give the pardon for the person who appeals for mercy. So he can have the power to give the pardon and commutes and reprieve, except the death sentence. Those who are giving the mercy letter, mercy receipt to the governor, they can get the pardon, commute and reprieve by the governor. These are the powers which is held by the governor under the judicial power. And after that, discretionary power. So the discretionary powers, in this, governor, he has the power to ask the legislature members to pass all the bills. Second one is, he has the power to choose the leader. For example, 2021, there is an election is going to be conducted. In that election, for example, nobody gets majority, in the sense, at the time governor has the power to call any one particular party leader to form the ministry. So he has the power to choose the leader. And after that, Council of Ministers. The Council of Ministers, they should give the confidence. Okay, they should give the confidence on the legislature, assembly or council. When they are failed to give the confidence, at that time what will happen? The Council of Ministers will be removed from the legislative assembly by the governor. And after that, emergency power. So, according to emergency power, we know that there are some 3 emergency powers are there. Among that, state emergency only we are going to discuss. Article 356. So, Article 356, it states that the governor has the power to rule the state under the leadership of president. So, when governor is not happy with the ruler of the state government, he can pass the message to the president. At that time, president can implement the emergency in state level. At that time, the governor is going to be ruler for the state under the control of president. So, this is known as emergency power. And after that, so the last power of the governor is privileges of the governor. Under this topic, we are going to discuss only the 2 important points. So, first point, so governor he no need to give the answerable for anybody, which means the both legislature and court, they do not have the power to ask the question of governor. And second one, that is the person he will not be arrested. He will not arrest by anybody. Why? Because he is appointed by the president of the nation. So, he will not be answerable for anybody. At the same time, he will not arrest by anybody while he was in power. So, these are the privileges which is held by the governor. Okay children, in this video session, we discuss about powers and functions of governor. In this topic, we completed executive power, legislative power, judicial power, financial power and the privileges of the governor. I hope you learned plenty of messages in this video session. End of this video, kindly go through the description box. Here we attached study material, question bank and self-assessment. It will help you to get more message about the governor and this particular lesson. Thank you.